And hello again, everyone. Steve Beverly welcoming you to Fred DeLay Gymnasium live in Jackson, Tennessee. And this afternoon, it's going to be the Union Lady Bulldogs as they have game number 11 on their season going against Henderson State from out in Texas. And I got news for you. This ought to be an interesting one because this Henderson State team comes in with some tall ones. I'm telling you, they got a bunch of 6-footers, 5'10", 5'11", all across the board. And they are double tough. They come in 6-6 on the season. Union 6-4. The one string that the Lady Bulldogs have is that they have not lost on television in 2 years. So let's see how the string continues. The last time we were here 10 days ago on television, it was Union against Trevecca, and the Lady Bulldogs split the first 2 sets with the Lady Trojans, and then ended up winning the last 2 sets, and it was really an interesting contest all across the board because all 4 sets were competitive. For Henderson State, and this is a non-conference game for both teams, for Henderson State, some of the ones that you'll be looking at as far as experience, they don't have, really, they've got a redshirt junior, but they don't have any seniors on this ball club. But the redshirt junior is Danny Dagley. She is a 5'4", defensive specialist from Katy, Texas. And then as you see the teams warming up on the court, and this is Henderson State getting in some of their last warm-ups. Union has gone back to the locker room. And then you've got some of the real tall ones. Among them are the freshmen on this ball club. Larkin Luke, who is a 6'2 freshman, middle blocker from Greenwood, Arkansas, and then Lexi Turner, also a middle blocker, a freshman from Tyler, Texas. And she comes in at 6'2", and so, but you got, as I mentioned, you got 4 5'10" players and a 5'11" on this team. So they have an extraordinary amount of height, both to defend the ball and to get some strong inside play. Last night, on this floor, Union took on Northwestern Oklahoma State and won it in 3 consecutive sets, 25-11, 31-29. That was a dandy, that second set last night, as it went to overtime and finally Union coming away with it. And then it was a real thriller in the third set, 25-23, but Union swept all 3 of those. So they would like to be able to capture this one today. And as we look down the upcoming schedule, it will be the Lady Bulldogs will be at West Alabama for a conference game this coming Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. And then on Friday night of next week, the Lady Flames of Lee will be coming in here. And that, I don't care what sport it is, Union and Lee gets together, and it is going to be a dandy. And then next Saturday afternoon, right back here, as the Lady Bulldogs will take on Shorter. And so those 2 will be coming up next weekend right here on David Blackstock Court. And then the Lady Bulldogs on the 23rd and 24th will journey down to Valdosta, Georgia to take on Valdosta State, and then up to northwest Georgia, to take on the University of West Georgia at Carrollton. And then we wind up getting into October. That winds us up for September, and we get into October, and it'll be a doubleheader on October 1st and 4th of conference games. It'll be Mississippi College coming in here on Saturday, October 1st for an afternoon game, and then Lady Bulldogs will journey down to Memphis to take on Christian Brothers in a conference matchup on October the 4th. So that's how it all looks as we go down the stretch of this first full month of the season. Of course, we all started in the latter part of August with that non-conference game with Union against Trevecca, and the home games we'll be bringing you right here on UU Athletics. And so I hope you'll enjoy the streaming all the way across the board, because we'll enjoy being with you. And for the Lady Bulldogs tonight, you're going to be seeing a lot of interesting players that have a great experience. Of course, Emily Grace Calhoun, the 6'1 senior from Jonesboro, Arkansas, what a great talent that she is. Jordan Vick had an amazing game the last time we were on television against Trevecca. She had 36 assists in that game. She's the senior, 5'8", from up the road in Camden, Tennessee. And Reese Owens, she'll be coming in and contributing a lot, both inside and outside. She's an outside hitter, 5'10", sophomore, also from Jonesboro, Arkansas. And you got a lot of them down the lane that we saw. Actually, some freshman that we saw some action from the last time out was Natalie Sapini, and she is a 5'11" freshman, also from Jonesboro, Arkansas. It seems like that we have mined the Harvers, and, of course, then there's the outstanding defensive specialist, and that is Sydney Sample, the 5'4" senior, but she plays like she's 5'10". So with Sydney, it's just an amazing, amazing job that she does, and she does so many things so well, including she is, I think, one of the best I've ever seen at this level of volleyball play, at being able to save balls that seem like they are absolutely going to go out of bounds or that they're out of her reach. Somehow she manages to dig them out, and what a tremendous player she is. So it should be an interesting matchup this afternoon. We're going to be with you all the way through, and I'm keeping tabs right here by me also on something very interesting that's going on. I know a lot of these girls from Henderson State may be paying attention to, and that is Texas is leading number 1 Alabama 16-10 out in their big matchup this afternoon that was huge for both of them. And so it has been Texas that is largely controlling, but Alabama is on a drive right now, and they're moving to about the 37-yard line of the Longhorns. But it's been a really strong defensive matchup all the way across the board. We won't interrupt our coverage unless I get a score telling me that the game's over and has been decided. They still got a good bit to go in the fourth quarter. We're about 4.5 minutes away from the start of the action here at Fred DeLay Gymnasium, and we're here with Worthy Road Sports, one of the outstanding in the entire country, one of the outstanding production companies for live local sports. I got to tell you, their Friday nights are just, I don't know how our executive producer, Paul Schultze, does as much as he does and his crews do in so many different locations. But they're bringing you the best in high school football games every Friday night. And then today, as we are here with college volleyball at Union University, and it's across the board, all across West Tennessee. He is everywhere. I don't know when he takes a break. He does production of church services tomorrow, and then he'll be back on the road on just about every night next week, bringing you the best in outstanding intercollegiate and inter-high school competition. So Worthy Road Studios, and I just want to tell all of you to go by our fine sponsors and tell them that you have enjoyed this telecast wherever you happen to be. Drop by the sponsors that you see and give them a shout-out, because it's because of them that you're able to see this in a fashion that a few years back we didn't have the option of doing, to do streaming in this contemporary technological world that we do. But it is like we have had a complete 360 revolution on this, and it's much better at the back end. So we thank Worthy Road Studios, and we thank our fine sponsors for supporting us and supporting intercollegiate athletics all throughout West Tennessee, because we really depend on them. Well, we are looking now less than 3 minutes, and the Lady Bulldogs have come back onto the floor to get loosened up one more time in their red warm-up jerseys. Of course, Coach Stephen Vick is in his first season. He's Jordan's father and is leading the Lady Bulldogs. For Henderson State, the Reddies are led by Philip McDaniel as the head coach and Brian Gold as the assistant. And they also have a graduate assistant coach, and that is Mirela Polete Vasconcelos. I hope I got that right. I think I'm close to that. But we're so delighted to have them here, and for all of you parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, and other family members and close friends who are watching along our network and seeing the Henderson State players today, we're glad to have you aboard, because there's nothing better than seeing your loved one have an opportunity to have a great day on a floor like this one. And we'll be telling you as much about those players as we do about the Union players during the course of the telecast today. So less than 2 minutes away before our national anthem, and then we will get it going for sure with Union against Henderson State. And I look around today. This is outside. We're at Fred DeLay Gymnasium in Jackson, Tennessee. Outside, the temperature is about 71 degrees, which is a little bit cooler than usual. There's a reason for that. It has been either misting, drizzling, or a hard rain all day long in Jackson. This is one of those days that for people who enjoy a wonderful, and you're getting close to fall season, but a wonderful afternoon on Saturday when you're off work or you're off school and you enjoy that. And unfortunately, everybody's been pretty well ushered inside today because it's been pretty miserable weather-wise, but the temperatures are about 15 degrees cooler than they normally are right now as we are on September the 10th. So we are about 35 seconds away, and so in just a moment we're going to turn it down to our folks down at the officials table, and they will be bringing you your invocation as well as the Star Spangled Banner for tonight's telecast. This afternoon's, I should say, 2 o'clock. We do so many night games that it is an adjustment for me every time we're doing one in the afternoon, but glad to have all of you aboard, and I hope this is going to be a great afternoon for you no matter what the outcome of this game. And we count them down. Let's go down to the floor for the invocation and the national anthem. What a hand for that young lady, a member of the Lady Bulldogs squad, and she just did a fantastic job on the Star Spangled Banner, and they're going to be introducing the lineups here for you. And by the way, Alabama has just taken a 17-16 lead over Texas with 8:23 to go in the game. So that one could be going right down to the wire. Texas has missed 2 opportunities at touchdowns and had to settle for field goals, and that could be a big factor late in this game. There's a few folks who have made the trip here from Henderson State. We see some parents over across the way that are giving a lot of applause. Lady Bulldogs getting a big hand from those who are here. It's not an overwhelming crowd, but it is an energetic one. They tend to get loud in this place. And on a Saturday afternoon that's as miserable as the weather is, there isn't anything else for a lot of these folks to do, so they get in here and give a lot of energy to this ball club. Alyssa Tatch being introduced, the 6-footer graduate student working on her MBA now from Texas. Emily Grace Calhoun, one of the big guns, the senior from Jonesboro. Jordan Vick, the senior from Camden. This is a senior-laden team from Union, but they have some outstanding underclassmen that are on their way up and are getting some seasoning here as the season is just progressing. So let's enjoy some volleyball this afternoon. Let the games begin as the teams shake hands. Union in their red uniforms, and in the white is Henderson State. So it is the Bulldogs against the Reddies this afternoon, and I am sure they will bring us some real excitement. And Paul Schultze is our executive producer and our director for our game today. One of the best guys in the business, and I enjoy working with him as I have for several years now, but back at the mic for the last 2. And Stephen Vick giving some high 10s to just about everybody across the board. And we're about set to go. Now, this year, teams are rotating again after each set, which during the COVID era, the heavy COVID era, we haven't gotten rid of COVID, but during the heavy COVID era, where everybody was under a lot of restrictions, everybody stayed on the same side of the court all the way through, but they do switch sides. And here we go. Sydney Sample trying to get everybody juiced up for this one. And it's going to be Lauren Burrell who is going to be serving first for the Lady Bulldogs, the junior from Huntsville, Alabama. Makes a nice running start on it, and here we go. There goes the set, and the whistle right off the bat. So Union taking the first point. They didn't even get to the third hit. And underneath, Union takes a 2-0 lead. This is the key thing. Lady Bulldogs always like to get the momentum of that first set because it is huge, particularly playing in front of the hometown fans. And there you go. Big one. There's hardly any way that you can defense anything like that coming at you at about 60 miles an hour as Jordan Vick's return was there. All right, here goes Burrell again. And it goes wide. Just beyond the end line, so give that first point to Henderson State. And let's see who's going to be back to serve. It's going to be Sydney Whitaker, the 5'10" freshman from Ruther Glen, Virginia. She went to Fredericksburg Christian High School, and let's see what her approach is. Good downward flight and a good return on that one. Here's your set. And they're going to have to get the curl back. Sample, who usually is right there in position for those. There you go. That was all Alyssa Tatch. She has the geometry down on those spikes, and she is I don't want to say, because I know Alyssa, one of the nicest young women I've ever met, but she's a vicious hitter out there on the court. Back to serve, Bailey Hughes, the 5'8" sophomore from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Got it down between the defenders, and it goes backwards. Unfortunately, just a little bit off the hand of Christian Uzo. So here we go with a 5-1 lead. Bailey's back to serve again and could not get it above the net. Sometimes after you've had a good, strong serve, you have a tendency to let up a bit, and she just could not get the height on that serve. A 5-2 game, Union leads, and back to serve now is that is Trinity Sharp. She's a 5'7" freshman from Springdale, Arkansas. And here's the set. And that was a real surprise. They were expecting a big spike, and, well, they got one there. Good recovery on the part of the Reddies. Here's your set. And it goes wide. Went wide left. She was trying for that angle over in the far left-hand corner, but it just was a bit wide, so it's a 5-3 game. There's your block. And give it back to Henderson State. So they've made the rally after being 5-1 down, 3 in a row. Trinity Sharp has brought them some good fortune back there in her service. Here's your set. This is going to be a big one. Left hand tried to get it in that box between the defenders. This is a good volley here. Good curl back. And wide. Nope, but it went off the hands of one of the Henderson State players, so it's a... No, he changed. Now he is now signaled Union, and there's a discussion going on. The official has signaled Union. They put on the scoreboard 5-5, so it should be a 6-4 Union lead. And it got 6-5 up there, but it should be 6-4. Because I think we'll find out. Yeah, there it goes, 6-4. Finally corrected the scoreboard. And nice block of that spike attempt over the top. Micaiah Purdue has really given them a lot of strength up front as a freshman, 5'9". Jordan Vick, nice angular serve. The block. They're going to have to get this one over quick. And she curls it back. Beautiful dink, but Union was there for it. And what a move up front. Power move by Purdue, and the freshman delivers, and Union up 8-4. Jordan Vick serving. They recover from the dink. And a power one right off the back of that middle blocker. So it is a 9-4 game, and timeout called by Henderson State. So Union on top 9-4. We'll take a break, and when we come back, more action from Fred DeLay Gym.
Important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way, peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
And back we are. Hope you all will go by, those of you here in Jackson, go by and see Jones Chevrolet. They'll make you a great deal there. They have a tremendous selection on their lot of both cars, vans, as well as trucks. And so go by and check them out for all the big Chevy brands that they have. So far in the game, let's take a look at some key stats for Union. Jordan Vick is starting it out again. 3 assists, 2 digs. And Sydney Sample, 3 digs, as you would expect. She's always huge in that category. And Union on top, 9-4. And Jordan continuing to serve. This is the largest lead that Union has had. They picked up 4 in a row. Now, here's your set. Tell you what, I am really impressed with some of that front line on the part. That one's going to go the wrong way, but a nice save. Front line of Henderson State is double tough. Power move, but recovered nicely again. Here you go. That one is saved. What a save it was indeed by Edwards. And Henderson State, that was probably as strong of a volley as you will see, because there were several of those that potentially were out of range and were headed for the stands, and that was just patience on the part of Henderson State to keep that together. So the Reddies will serve, and this will be Skylar Fernandez, the 5'7" sophomore from Springdale, Arkansas. Here goes your set, and there you go. Jordan Vick completely fooled everybody with that one. Now, that was Emily Grace. I thought it was Jordan, but it was Emily Grace. Completely fooled. They were expecting the spike, and she just dinked it over for a 10-5 lead. Back to serve now for Union. Davy Slaughter, the freshman from Mount Juliet. Here's your set. This could be a big one. And it goes way almost back to the concession stands. That was a perfect spike up front. It's a 10-6 game. And back to serve, it's going to be Edwards. Carson is from Lubbock, Texas, the home of Texas Tech. She's a freshman. And that one's wide. Carson just had a few too many Wheaties this morning for breakfast. She had the energy that just went beyond the line. An 11-6 lead now for Union, and here's Sydney Sample. For a 5'4" young woman, she has a tremendous service ability. And here's your set. And nicely played up front. A good return by Sydney Hegg. So Union up 12-6. You usually expect about 4 to 6 points off of a Sydney Sample serve. Try saying that real fast several times. Sydney Sample serve, or senior Sydney Sample serve. That'll challenge your tongue. 13-6, Lady Bulldogs lead. And Sydney always has that smile on her face, just a happy young woman. And she clobbers that one in. Sydney had too many, shall we say, Kellogg's cornflakes this morning. That one way wide, 13-7. She was shooting for the next county in that serve. This is Denton on the serve. Power move by Tatch. And that was a nice save because they were in danger of losing that point quickly. Here's your set. And is it wide? Yes. The official signals just wide, and so the point goes to Henderson State, 13-8. And back to serve once again for the Reddies is Bray Denton. The middle blocker from Greenbrier, Arkansas. She stands 5'10". She's also a freshman. Power return and nice block. Tupper. J.C. Tupper, the sophomore from Edmond, Oklahoma. She was ready for that one up front. It's a 13-9 game. To play Union at home, you just have to stay patient and stay tough on points like that one. That one, wide. Well, I'll say this. Some of these young ladies came in with some energy today because we've had some power serves that went well beyond the end line. And it's Alyssa Tatch. She has a 2 or 3. Now, that's her flat-footed serve, but a lot of times she'll get the big running approach. And she gets the big serve in the backcourt. And that one's wide. So Union takes a 6-point lead now, 15-9. Say hello to Alyssa's folks out in Texas. Working on her MBA as a graduate student. She had another year of eligibility left. She said, why not? Sample with a set. Well, they have had to defend a lot of power returns, and That's one way you do it very successfully, and that was Andrea Rowland. She's the 5'8" freshman from Austin, and so we are at 15-10. And it is Madison Hatt, the 5'9" freshman from Frisco, Texas, back to serve. And she has a light approach to it, and there you go, back door. All right. Now here's your big set. And a great block up front. You're seeing a tremendous combination up front between Sykes and Uzo, and that was a great return. 15-11. Hatt with 2 successful service points. She has more of the slap approach to the serve, and the Union with a violation. So it's a 15-12 game, 3 in a row. They've cut that 6-point lead in half. My thanks, as always, to my friend, colleague, former student, and all around every kind of jack of all trades, Stephen Aldridge, for all of his help going into today's game. Now, this is going to be a little tough for the Lady Bulldogs. They're going to have to get this one over right here, and it does. Power move up front again, Uzo. She's feeling it right now, 15-13. We got a game now, folks. And Hatt has done a good job of keeping the ball in play. Also in the game today, she's got 2 digs herself. And power move up front. Sydney Hegg connects and makes it a 16-13 game. So let's see, they've pretty well rotated around, and it's going to go back to Burrell to serve. And she has the running approach serve. Nice block up front again. You are just seeing excellent teamwork up front between Sykes and Uzo. 16-14. I like the patience on the part of this Reddies team. They got down 6, and they did not fold at all. It's Danny Dagley to serve. Now, that's what I mean about digging it out from the ground, and that's what Sydney Sample's trademark is. Uzo had another big one. That one's high. And they won't catch up with that one, and Union goes back to the 3-point lead, but it was an excellent series of serves on the part of Hatt, and so we've got a 17-14 lead for Union. And going back to serve, this is Bailey Hughes once again, the sophomore who went to Blackman High School. She has the run and jump approach to her serves. Union was ready on defense. Tatch with a hard one. And Uzo, it went wide. But it was off the hands of the front line of one of the Union players, so it goes back to Henderson State. The Reddies are down by only 2 as they serve now, and it's Trinity Sharp. And let's see how this freshman can collide against the Lady Bulldogs. What a move up front. That was one of those patented Emily Grace Calhoun moves. They were anticipating a hard spike, and she just slowly dinked it over. And so Union up 18-15. We play to 25. You got to win by 2. Jordan Vick with that left-handed serve. Sample on the set. Power move. They got it. 19-15. A lot of energy up front between Purdue, Tatch, and Calhoun. And Vick back to serve again. All right, they got plenty of motion on this one. And the power once again. Good defense on the part of Henderson State. Oh, my goodness, she slipped. And timeout is called as Union has ripped off 3 consecutive points to take a 20-15 lead. And we'll be back with more after this message of interest for you.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle. And at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we thank our good friends at the Bank of Jackson for sponsoring Union University Volleyball. It's great to the fine people in that organization as they support intercollegiate athletics here in West Tennessee, and our great thanks to all of them for that. Union leading in the first set against Henderson State 20-15. Henderson State has been extraordinarily competitive, particularly in the front line with you look at Uzo and Sykes. They have had some great teamwork up front. So here we go. It's Vick to serve again. 5 points away from a first set victory. And right into the net. She has a really good angle on her serves, a curling and a downward flight, but that one just dipped a little bit too early. She puts a lot of spin on the serve. Going back to serve now, it is going to be Natalie Van. She is a freshman from Las Vegas. Tatch, hard one. No. Official says it was wide. Just a little beyond the end line, but that's one of those patented spike returns of Alyssa Tatch. 20-17. And that one was short. Attempting to get it over was Purdue, and she didn't have her angle right, so it is a 20-18 game now. We are back into a dandy. That's 3 in a row, and Van to serve once again. That's off the fingertips, but they recover. Now watch for this one. Block, and that's going to go backwards. 20-19. We are down to a 1-point game. And Stephen Vick wants to take time out and talk things over after losing 4 points in a row, and we will be back with more after this timeout.
Chip DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Well, Union with 3 consecutive attack errors, and you've had excellent blocking up front by Bray Denton and Carson Edwards. And so Henderson State has cut this first set deficit down to 20-19 after being down by as many as 6. It was 15-9 at one point. Union had the lead 20-15, and they've gotten 4 in a row. Your leader in assists in this contest is Jordan Vick with 7, and that's not a surprise anywhere. Sydney Sample is the top digger with 6. Burrell with 5, and it is Van who has done a terrific job in serving these last 4 points. And let's see how Natali does here. All right, here's the set. Tatch with a power move and give it back. We are tied at 20. Alyssa has had those hard spiking moves, but they have been just beyond the end line, so it's another attack error. Tied at 20. And that's between the defenders, but they save it well. The block by Union. Burrell with a nice save. Is it wide? It is in. No, they say it is beyond the end line. and give it to Union. Yeah, from our vantage point up here, that one looked in, and the official overruled the one that you're seeing making the motions up at the top of our screen, and so Union goes back on top 21-20. It's Slaughter with the serve. Block. That was a nice fake on the part of Hatt. And an excellent save by Van. Over and out. That one hung up on the net and went just beyond the end line. We are tied at 21. Edwards back to serve. This Reddies team has not folded at all. They have not gone impatient. Power move again. Excellent one on the part of Reese Owens, and Union needed that one. A 22-21 lead. They've got Sample back serving, which is usually a plus for the Lady Bulldogs, but this Henderson State team has been double tough. And that's the push. Power move, yes. Perfect geometry on the part of Sydney Hegg. A 23-21 lead for Union as the graduate student Hegg, who's from Kenosha, Wisconsin, she contributes. And here we go again with Sample on the serve. High set and in. Nobody was back to defend over in the far southeastern corner, and so it is Union still on top, but only 23-22, and it's Denton continuing to serve. Bray delivers. Dink. And here's the high set. And off of the fingertips. Well done on the part of Hegg, who has really contributed down the stretch here. We have set point, 24-22. It's Tatch to serve. Line drive. And that one just went away from where the defenders were expecting it. It didn't go straight up. It actually curled in reverse, and Union wins the first set on a rather awkward point, 25-22, but not without an absolute strong performance on the part of the Reddies. And you got to know, as they switch ends of the floor, they are going to do everything they can to try to even this thing up, and they're perfectly capable of doing it. We're going to come back with some first set statistics, and we'll do that right after this timeout.
Chip DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Are you looking for a Christian college or are starting the college search process? I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle. And at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
that was an exciting first set. Let's look at a few of the team stats here. Union on top in number of kills, 14-8, but they made more attack errors, 8-2. Henderson State played a very clean game across the board. And assists, Union 12 and Henderson State 7. Union made more service errors, 4-2. But you look at across the board, and you knew that the numbers were going to be very, very strong for people like Jordan Vick, because she just delivers in almost every instance on something like this. And I'll get back down to our split box here, and I'll be able to give you more of those totals as we get set for it in the second set. Union winning that first one 25-22, but it was a real thriller. Jordan Vick with 10 assists and 3 digs. Sydney Sample with 6 digs. And I think we're about set to go. And let's see who's going to serve first. Lady Bulldogs, the last time we were on television, won the first set against Tribeca in what was a hard-fought one, and then lost the second 25-16. So we'll see what happens here. Henderson State will serve. And it is going to be... It's going to be Danny Dagley who's back to serve. And here we go with set number 2. And Lady Bulldogs get a power up front. And as that happened, I will tell you that Alabama has just kicked a 32-yard field goal with 10 seconds left to take a 20-19 lead over Texas. And you can just see the stands of all of the Longhorn fans that are just grimacing right now. And again, they're having some discussion down on the floor, and we got a delay. And finally, getting back to it is Bailey Hughes. And the set. Nice dink. Power move, and nicely recovered on the part of the Reddies. Yep, that's a violation. Double hit. So Union takes the lead 2-0. Hughes, very dependable server. She's 5'8", a sophomore, and a defensive specialist. And that one's going to be too far out beyond the range of the front line. Trying to give it a valiant effort to get over there was Madison Hatt, but it was way out of her range. So it's a 3-0 lead for Union. And here you go with the follow. And they got it in between that box. Union, a nice save. And it is there for the Lady Bulldogs. They are now up 4-0. Front line is doing a terrific job now of being patient on a lot of these power returns on the part of the Reddies. So Bailey Hughes has been delivering with her service. Got the nice downward flight. Wide. 5-0. This is the tough part for teams that come in here. If they get down 5-0 like this, they're having to climb the ladder for the entire contest, trying to rally. Hughes again with a strong serve. Good set and block. All right, they curl it back over. And give it to Henderson State. That one went wide of the line, and so they get their first point of the second set, 5-1. And Alabama has just defeated Texas 20-19. Here's a high hit. Perfectly delivered. You get that front line of Unions with Tatch up there along with Purdue and Jordan Vick, who's gone back to serve now. They're almost invincible at times. They can rally and get 5, 6, 7 points in a row. Left-hand serve on the part of Vick. Her dad is the coach for Union. Nice save. Beautiful dig by Jordan. And Jordan's having to work hard for this point. Seems like the whole Lady Bulldog team is having to work hard. Excellent move. Terrific job on the part of Sykes to power that one over. And back to serve is going to be once again Madison Hatt. She is a redshirt senior. Here's the set. All right, they're going to have to get this one over right there. Perfectly aligned. Excellent job on the part of Purdue. Micaiah is 5'9". She's from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and went to Jenks High School, and she's turning out to be a great middle blocker. It's Slaughter to the serve. That hung up on the net and give it to Union. An 8-2 lead for the Lady Bulldogs. Slaughter again to serve. She's had one dig, but she has delivered some excellent. You can see that smile on her face. Lady Bulldogs are just feeling as though they are in a rhythm now here in this second set. What they have to avoid is service errors and attack errors. Nice soft return up front. Here's your set. This is going to be a power move. And Union's going to have to go hard to save this one. And they do. Nice. Beautiful delivery on the part of Lexi Turner. She whammed that one home, and it went off the fingertips of Emily Grace Calhoun. So Union with an 8-3 lead. It's Edwards to serve. And it is wide. It was very, very close, but just narrowly beyond the end line. That's why you have 4 officials at these games, because you have to be able to see in that backcourt. Sample. And they deliver the curl back. Now watch this setup for a power return. And it is there. The angle was absolutely perfect, and Union on top 10-3, and timeout called by the Reddies. So it's 10-3, Union in control in the second set. Back with more after this timeout.
Be creative, innovative, passionate. Be excellent, inspiring, driven. Be faithful, disciplined, prepared. At Union University, you will thrive in a Christ-centered community and be equipped for success in your life and career. Begin your journey today. At Union University, be transformed.
In case you joined us late, we welcome those of you who are watching from both of these fine schools, family members who perhaps could not have made this trip. It's hard to follow everybody on the road when you're coming from neighboring states, and so we are just delighted to be able to bring you this and let you see your daughter niece, sister, or just a good friend. I'll let you have an opportunity to see them play here in this non-conference game for both of these schools. Sydney Sample to serve. She's had herself a game with 8 digs, and that's where she usually is piling up the numbers in the category. Excellent move up front by Uzo. She had that downward geometry pegged perfectly, and just no way that the Union backcourt could save that one. 10-4 game. Power, and it goes straight up. And they got the push. Yep. That was a violation. It's a 10-5 lead for Henderson State. Jordan Vick, by far and away the leader in assists in this game with 14, and she has 4 digs. Her numbers are just in the stratosphere already this year. And Union will set it up. Good downward flight, but good return. I'm telling you what, that's another outstanding return up front. Excellent job on the part of Denton, and Union will take timeout after giving up 3 in a row. So your score is Union 10, Henderson State 6. More after these messages of interest for you.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You know, we want to congratulate Union University on the groundbreaking for their forthcoming in 2024. It'll be finished for its new School of Business building that will also include engineering and computer science. And I know the dean, Jason Garrett, is certainly extraordinarily pleased, as well as Union President Dub Oliver and the many young people that will be having a marvelous education in that building in the years to come as we continue in the 21st century. So congratulations, one and all, for that ceremonial event this week that is going to be exciting to see that building continue to go up. Back to serve is Trinity Sharp. And it is wide. Trinity had the downward flight on that one, but it just sailed a bit too far beyond the end line. So it's an 11-6 Union lead with Alyssa Tatch back to serve. And she had that downward flight on her serve. Tell you, Uzo has got a monster return. You want to get out of the way of her. This is a good volley on the part of both teams here. That one's too wide. Henderson State picks it up. Very patient not to go after that one, so it's an 11-7 game. Union has led all the way. They have not trailed. They've had a couple of ties, but they have not trailed in any of the 2 sets so far. And Henderson State just rallies back after Union will get a substantial lead. The biggest was 7 in this set. Downward flight and another great save on the part of Sharp. And Sample a nice return as well. And the push goes off of the hands of Slaughter, and so it is an 11-8 game. What was a 7-point lead is now only 3. They picked up 5 of the last 6 points. Here goes your set. Power. And give it to Union on the inside line, so it is 12-8. And going back to serve, it is going to be Lauren Burrell. She is an energetic young lady. And here's the set. Power just too much on it. Rowland had a good windup on that one, but it just was too powerful, and it went about, let's say about 6 inches beyond the end line. Now this has got to go here. Nice block and a nice return. And that one is not going to be saved. Well, yeah, it is. That stayed up for absolute ever. And it was right on the line. And they say it was just, they say it was right on the line. It was not out, not beyond the end line. So that was one of the more unorthodox points you will ever see, 14-8. Here's Vick with another assist. And there you go, the left hand surprise. They thought Vick was going to set up another assist, and instead she just went for it all with the left hand, and timeout once again for Henderson State. They have now fallen back after closing within 3. They've now fallen back 15-8. Union leads the second set. More after this.
Chip DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Stephen Vick keeping it. He's got a smile on his face and keeping his charges loose and energetic. It's got to be really fun. Even though I know it may be intimidating at times, it's got to be fun for Jordan Vick to be playing for her dad. She told me last year in an interview we did with her that, that her dad and her mom both had been so encouraging of her athletic career, and now for him to be her head coach here at the intercollegiate level has just got to be a great experience. Of course, Jordan's a senior. She gets an extra year of eligibility because of the COVID year, and so there is a possibility that she could come back one more year if she chose to stay and work on her master's. So it'll be interesting to see if she decides to go on to a career or if she comes back to play one more year. Burrell with the serve. Excellent save on the part of Vick once again. Now here's a high set. Good one on the part of Rowland. Another high set. Rowland with the power. But Union has defended it well. And the dink. In between the defenders. That was extraordinarily good patience on the part of Madison Hatt. 15-9. Serve back into the possession of Henderson State. Carson Edwards to serve it. She's had 8 digs in this game. Here's your set. Carson back there with a nice save, but violation in the box, and so Union will take it back and continue with that 16-9 lead. 7. They've led it by that margin 3 different times. And we've got an energetic crowd here today. Not by a long shot have they filled this place, but there has been a huge amount of enthusiasm here. Here's your set. Union with a block. Front line doing a terrific job. Emily Grace Calhoun, Vick, and Purdue. And so it is a 17-9 lead. This is Union's largest lead in either of the 2 sets. Here's Hughes with a serve. And it went off the fingertips of the front line, and so it is Henderson State service 17-10, the lead. They've made some huge comebacks in the first set. They were down by 6 at one point and sliced it down to 1. And there you go. There was just no way. Everybody else was out of position, and Emily Grace just slammed it home. So it's Vic back to serve once again with Union up by 8. We've been at it almost an hour here at Fred DeLay Gymnasium. And that's what you call trying to get it in between the box. There were 4 defenders there, and Jordan Vick slammed it right between them. 19-10. Got to clean up a little bit of moisture there in the middle. Last thing you would like to see anywhere would be somebody taking a slide and you got a concussion all of a sudden. Vick back to serve. 9 points is the largest lead Union has had. Vick with a save. Beautiful power move on the part of Alyssa Tatch. When she rears back and fires, she is rarely denied unless it just goes wide of the lines. She has a hard return to defend. And here's the set. Edwards, a nice return. And that one was just Union out of position. So give it back the other way. It's 20-12. Well, I thought it was 12. Now it's 20-11, so it's only a 9-point margin. Hatt with the serve, and Vick the setup. Nice recovery up front. Perfectly delivered. A good combination up front between Purdue and Emily Grace Calhoun. 10-point lead at 21-11, and coming in to serve is Slaughter. Davey, the freshman from Mount Juliet Christian Academy. And here we go. She has that run and jump approach. And too much on it. That was a rare back and fire, but just too much on it, too much power, and it's Union has doubled them now, 22-11. Again, that downward flight on that serve is so hard to defend. Vick with the set. And nicely recovered up front. Excellent job on the part of Sykes. 10-point lead at 22-12. They got to make a rally here, and it is Edwards back to serve. And the freshman delivers. Another nice up front dink. Tell you what, when you have Sykes and Uzo together up there, they are almost unstoppable. And they've got Rowland working with them as the 3-woman front line. There's your set. Power move once again by Tatch. When I had her as a student, she was so calm, absolutely cool and collected, never have a moment of ill temper, and then you see her get out on this floor and just blast it with an explosion. Union 2 away from a second set victory. And too much on it. Rowland just had too much energy behind that one, so we got set point. Union would go up 2-0 if they get it here, and it is Sample to serve. So many times it seems as though she's in this position as Union is ready to salt it away. Here's your set. Vick. And the call is... That's it. It took a while before they finally ruled that it was Union point, but Lady Bulldogs taking the second set 25-13, and once they got ahead 10-3, it was almost an impossible thing to stop them on that point. We'll be back to update the stats for you right after these messages.
Chip DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Are you looking for a Christian college or starting the college search process? I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle. And at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
Sweet Caroline going all through Fred DeLay Gymnasium, one of our favorite spirit songs here. And Union with 2 sets in the books. And let's look at a few of these individual totals. Diggs, you got Sydney Sample with 10, but coming on strong also is Lauren Burrell with 10. Slaughter with 5, Tatch with 4, and Jordan Vick with 7. But Jordan, as you expect this, 18 assists. She has been doing the job, just setting them up. She's just like a straight man for a comedy team. She sets them up and delivers. Purdue and Calhoun have combined together for 14 points. Emily Calhoun with 8 and Purdue with 6. Over on the other side, 6.5 points for Uzo, and she really came on strong in that second set. 7 for Denton. So they're your top scorers for Henderson State. And then in the Diggs category, Edwards with 8 and Sharp with 11. And the leader in assists is Madison Hatt with 5. And that brings you up to date on many of the individual performances here in the game. And the biggest question here now is, will Union be able to close it out in 3 sets? We've just passed the 1-hour mark in our contest. But this Henderson State team is resilient. I've seen this in the individual sets. And they have a tremendous ability to take a deficit and suddenly you're right back into it with them. That was a big dive on the part of Tatch to dig that one out. And it's beyond Alyssa's ability, and she's got a long reach, but she couldn't save that one. And so Henderson State with its first lead of the entire match. 1-0 on that one, and back to serve, it is going to be Carson Edwards. Carson just has the most pleasant expression on her face all the time. And here's your set. And off of the hands of the front line. Excellent job up front. They've got Sydney Hegg back in there again, and she'll come out now. And we're tied at 1. And back to serve is Bailey Hughes. She's usually your early set server, and she can set the tempo for this team with that run and jump service. Power on that right-hand side. And goes into the net. So Union takes the 2-1 lead. And you have up front Purdue, Calhoun, and Haig. That's a punishing front line. And Hughes to serve. She's had 2 aces in the contest so far. And there's the set. And once again, this is going to be a tough one. All right, this has got to go right here. And it does. Now, that is patient defense, and Emily Grace Calhoun, and you can see the sheepish smile on her face because that's one of those that they looked at as far back as the return went. There was no way that was going to be saved, but Union on top 3-1, 3 in a row. And here goes Edwards. Pardon me, Hughes. She has the same number. All right, this has got to go. Beautiful downward move, but they have saved it. Tatch in the backcourt. And give it to Union. Lady Bulldogs with 4 in a row. They win this one, we all go home. Here goes Bailey again. And that went deep and nicely. That's the perfect dink. Emily Grace Calhoun anticipated that one and didn't have to slam it. And the defenders were out of the position, and it's 5 in a row, Lady Bulldogs. And again, nice downward flight on the serve and in the middle. Emily Grace, change of pace and slams it home. 6-1, Lady Bulldogs. Tell you what, the way it's going, Hughes can just sit back there all day and serve. Here's your set. Nice save on the part of Tatch. And the block goes off of the fingertips of Danny Dagley, and Union is just pouring it on. 7-1, and timeout is called by the Reddies. So we'll take timeout for a message of interest for you.
Be creative, innovative, passionate. Be excellent, inspiring, driven. Be faithful, disciplined, prepared. At Union University, you will thrive in a Christ-centered community and be equipped for success in your life and career. Begin your journey today. At Union University, be transformed.
Worthy Road Studios bringing you the best in intercollegiate athletics, and today it's Union University volleyball against Henderson State. Union winning the first 2 sets, now up 7-1 in the 3rd set. And then a big shout out to my good friend, former student, now colleague, and soon to be married, Philip Tang, who is here in the house today. And Philip is now, and congratulations to him on his new job as the head of athletic communications for broadcast as well as online for Lee University. And so he's just started there, and I know he's going to do a fabulous job. Here goes the return. And that one was just too low. Alyssa she was just falling back too far to be able to get an upward flight on that return. Haig will come back in, and checking out is Hughes. And then Haig comes back out. 7-2. I'm not sure what that was all about. And they say that one was a net violation, and so give it back. And they'll give it back, and it will be Larkin Larkin Luke, who will be serving, the 6'2 freshman from Greenwood, Arkansas. Too far. So Union making some attack errors now, and it's 7-4. That's what I've said. This Henderson State team, they're resilient. They were down by 6. It was a timeout called, and a good one. And they have sliced the lead in half. Now, here goes the one that has to go. Nice job on the downward flight of that for Purdue, and the violation sends it back over to Union with an 8-4 lead. And Jordan Vick will come back with those left-handed serves. Hers just sliced downward. Beautiful block up front. Nicely done by Sykes. Caitlin Sykes is a sophomore from North Richland Hills, Texas. She goes 5'10", but when she gets up for those, it's like she's 6'5". Woo! She's got power. I would not want to be in the way of her in a dodgeball game. No way. This is Van on the serve. Perfectly delivered. Emily Grace Calhoun just softly put it on the downward flight, and that was right between the triangle of up front players. And back to serve. With a 9-5 lead, once again, is Slaughter. And a good save by Slaughter. Power! That was just all that was power by Micaiah Purdue. And she's got 8 points on the day. It's a 10-5 game. There's your set. And the block in Union. They will keep it again. 11-5, Lady Bulldogs. Slaughter again. And the set by Van. And it goes into the net. So Union now with a 7-point margin and just feeling ever more comfortable that they may be able to close this one out in this set. Slaughter again. Got that nice slicing curve. And this one's got to go. Power. Nice save in the backcourt by Dagley. All right, this is going to be a challenge. Good volley on the part of both teams. The block. And again, saved by Henderson State. Power. And return. Block. And Henderson State, on about a 40-second volley, manages to come away with it 12-6, and they've got the same kind of enthusiasm that they did at the beginning. There you go, the set. And perfectly done. Purdue is having herself an afternoon, and Union's on top 13-6. And it is Sample back to serve. Here's your set. And the block. Okay, that front line for Union is so patient. Vick with the setup. Jordan will set it up again. Power move. Nice save. And into the net, unfortunately, for Madison Hatt. 14-6 Union with the 8-point margin. Sample is waiting on the signal as they clear up some moisture over on the Henderson State side of the court. Lady Bulldogs have been pretty much in command. They only have trailed one time, and that was at 1-0 at the beginning of this set. And here she goes, right into the net. That's one of the few service errors that you'll see on the part of Sydney Sample, but it almost looked as though it was going down from the minute she hit it, almost like it went off the bottom of her palm. And here's Trinity Sharp trying to get a roll going for Henderson State. Nice save over and over by Van. And perfectly timed in the far northwestern corner for Union, and it is a 15-7 lead with Tatch going to serve. And instead, Alyssa checks out, and it's Gracie Tacker, the 5'8 sophomore from South Haven, Mississippi. Went to DeSoto Central High School, and she'll come in to serve. Excellent block by the front line, and they'll never save it. Tell you what, Trinity Sharp chased that one as if she was going after a victory at Daytona, but it was just beyond her reach. 16-7. Good to see Gracie getting some action this afternoon. Here's your high setup. Sample, perfect save. And that left-hand return up front. And so give it to Henderson State. 16-8. And it's Madison Hatt back to serve, the 5'9 freshman from Frisco. Madison with 7 assists and 6 digs in this contest. Perfect power on the part of Sydney Haig. That's almost like a cannonball coming at you. And once again, Lauren Burrell to serve. Another high set up by Hatt. And give it to Henderson State. Still alive at 17-9. And going back to serve, Carson Edwards. I know all her family and friends in Lubbock are glad to see her this afternoon. Here's your set. Boy, I'm telling you, rearing back and firing on that Uzo, that was like a catapult. Woo! When she gets about a step and a half and goes back and fires that one, look out, folks. Edwards the serve. Tried to get it in between that box. And Uzo, another hard return. Let's see if they set it up for her again. No, this time it goes on a downward flight. And give it to Henderson State. Union with a violation. So they have closed the lead to 17-11. It was 9, and now it's down to 6. Excellent service on the part of Edwards. And once again, they got 4 in a row going here. 17-12, and timeout called by Stephen Vick. He wants to talk this one over. So Union still on top, 17-12, but dropping 4 points in a row. Back with more after this. And Worthy Road Studios enjoys bringing you all of the action of the Gulf South Conference in more closer to home, Union University. And I'm always glad to be a part of this fine organization that is just second to none at delivering you outstanding intercollegiate and high school sports all around West Tennessee every single weekend between, I'm telling you, between August and June. I don't know when Paul Schultz takes a vacation. Here's a high set. And that power is there. Good timeout on the part of Stephen Vick, and Emily Grace Calhoun delivers to give Union an 18-12 lead. And going back to serve is Bailey Hughes once again. Hey, you got Uzo up front, and she is ready. Power! Jordan Vick would not be denied. 19-12. You get Purdue, Vick, and Calhoun together, look out. All right, here's your high set and the block. And it went beyond the end line. And so Henderson State still in it, 19-13. Union winning the first two sets. We've been at it for 80 minutes here on David Blackstock Court. And now it is Larkin Luke, the freshman, to serve. Here's the follow. Once again, Uzo. Excellent returns, and Union with a violation, and so a 19-14 lead. Again, this was 9 points at one stage of this third set. Luke the serve, and that was too low, and I don't think that's going over. That was too low for the backcourt to be able to save, and so here's a rally going now for the Reddies. 19-15. All right, here's your high set. And Calhoun scores. Emily Grace now with 15 points, and Union 20-15. Trying to get the final five to put this one away. And she gets the left-handed serve well back to the backcourt. High set. And Uzo goes right into the hands of Burrell. And Uzo just absolutely, she is a terror up front. Woo-hoo! She is going to be so tough on so many people in Henderson State's conference this year. They drive up, and I can tell you, they don't want to see her coming because she can put the power behind it. It's Van with a serve. Nice save on the part of the Reddies. And it goes in. Went off the hands of the Lady Bulldogs, and nice job again up front by both Hatt and Van. And timeout again is called. It's down to 20-17. We still got a game here in the third set, so we'll be back to see how it climaxes right after this.
Chip DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Are you looking for a Christian college or are starting the college search process? I want to take a second to tell you about my school, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Union is a private 4-year university known for its rigorous academics, Christ-centered community, and the success of its graduates. My favorite part about Union is the faculty. The professors here are so intentional about helping students grow not only academically, but also spiritually. You should check out Union for yourself. Come for a visit. I know you'll love it. At Union University, you'll be transformed.
Now, here we go. 20-17, Lady Bulldogs on top, having won the first two sets. Second set was 25-13. And here we go. It's Van once again on the serve. Oh, you set her up over on the far right-hand side, and Emily Grace Calhoun will get that downward flight. She'll deliver for you. 21-17. And back to serve once again is Slaughter. Davy is really contributing right off the bat as a freshman. High set, and the block goes right off the defender. There was just no way, and you can see sort of the sheepish grin on the part of Alyssa Tatch. I'll have to tell her about that after the game. 22-17, Lady Bulldogs. Slaughter delivers. Gets a lot of backspin on that serve. And the block. And Union gets the point. 23-17. We're getting very close to wrapping this one up, but timeout is called by Henderson State because they'll do everything they can to stay alive, and we'll be back for what may be the finish right after this.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, it's 23-17, Lady Bulldogs, and they have pretty well had in this third set mostly a lead of 5 to 6 points. At one point it was 9. But this could be an interesting timeout on the part of Henderson State to see if they could make a late rally here and close it, because the best thing that you want to do is pour some pressure on Union. But it is Slaughter back to serve. And again, got that downward flight with the backspin. Big set. Excellent block up front by Union. It goes into the net, but a nice save on the part of Sharp. There you go. Once again, Alyssa Tatch. She just rifled that thing home. We are at set and match point. And here we go. Slaughter trying to deliver the finish. It goes up high. And it goes... No, it was inbounds. 24-18. That was very, very close, but it was inbounds. So it's a 6-point lead, and still hope as Stogner serves. Still hope for the Reddies. But that's it. Tatch delivers the finish, game, set, and match as Union wins it. 25-18, and 3 straight sets on the part of the Lady Bulldogs as they continue undefeated on television at home in the last 2 seasons. And the teams shake hands, and so we will take this time out, and then we'll come back and wrap it up with all the totals.
Chip DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
And there you go, as the Lady Bulldogs acknowledge their fans here at Fred DeLay Gymnasium, having won a straight set victory over Henderson State in a non-conference matchup. They're 7-4 on the season. Henderson State 6-7. But I got news for you. They're going to be double tough in their conference. Union winning the first set 25-22, and Henderson State just kept coming and kept trying to get over the ladder. They got within 1 3 different times, but could not climb the ladder enough. Second set, Union led by mostly 9 to 10 points in most of that second set before taking it 25-13. Henderson State still had a lot of life left in them and gave them a huge run for their money. What was at one point a 10-point lead was sliced down to 3, but Union managed to come back with the final 4 points of the set to win it 25-18 and take it 3-0. Let me give you some of the individual totals so you'll get an idea of who your top performers of the day were. Looking for Henderson State, leading scorer was Uzo, and you expected her up front because she was terrific. That young lady is so impressive. She is dangerous, and she's just a freshman from Beaumont, Texas. She had 8.5 points to lead her team, and then as far as assists, it was Madison Hatt with 15. She just kept setting them up when they got the points. Did a brilliant job. As far as digs were concerned, it was Trinity Sharp, the leader, with 14, 11 for Dagley, 8 for Carson Edwards, and 7 for Madison Hatt. So this was a team that I just think it's hard to beat Union on its own home floor, but you get them on a neutral site or you get them over at Henderson State, could have been a different story because they were just, I thought, a double tough team, and they kept giving Union everything they asked for. For the Lady Bulldogs, in scoring, the leader was Micaiah Purdue with 10.5 points. No, she was not the leader. It was Emily Grace Calhoun. Emily Grace's name falls a little bit further down the line on mine. Emily Grace was the leader with 17 points, 10.5 for Micaiah Purdue, but Emily Grace had herself an afternoon, particularly at the net. And then 7.5 points for Alyssa Tatch. And then looking across the way as far as some of the other important totals, Jordan Vick with another outstanding day in assists. I mean, she was a machine setting them up. 25 assists on the day and 10 digs. Sydney Sample with 15 digs, and she was the leader. And you had a terrific day on the part of Burrell. And it was just an outstanding job on Lauren's part because she ended up with 12 digs on the afternoon. Slaughter with 8 and Alyssa Tatch with 6. And so that pretty much tells the story. Union outscored them 75-53 in the 3 sets. And as far as kills were concerned, Union had the edge 43-25. It's very, very difficult to defeat a team when they have that much of an edge in kills in the contest. And looking at digs, Union only an edge 55-54. That shows you how tough that middle line and at times the backcourt is for Henderson State. They really were. You can look at it and say it's a 3-set victory for Union, but every single set was competitive, and particularly Henderson State after that last time out tried every way in the world to get back in it, but couldn't manage to make a rally and put the pressure on Union. And let's look at one other category here as far as aces are concerned in the game. Bailey Hughes had 2 of them for Union and only 1 on the day, and that was for Luke of Henderson State. So that wraps it up pretty much for all the totals that we could bring you for this one today. 75-53 was the total in points, and Union winning it in 3 consecutive sets. So we wrap things up from here, and we'll be back very, very soon. In fact, I'm going to check my schedule one more time so I can remember when we do come back our way to you. It is always as a pleasure as ever it is to be with you, and particularly part of the Worthy Road Studios team that I enjoy being a part of and have for several years now. And this team is a fun team to watch if you're here, and I encourage so many of you to come out to Fred DeLay Gymnasium and see this team in person, and I think you will be hooked on live in-person volleyball if you do that. And checking my totals here one more time and where our upcoming schedule is going to lead us. And back we are here. We should be back here on Friday night at 7 o'clock as Lee comes to town to take on the Lady Bulldogs. And then 2 o'clock next Saturday afternoon. It's shorter. So we're getting the eastern half of the Gulf South Conference as they come to town and take on the Lady Bulldogs, and it should be most interesting to see those two schools here. So that about wraps it up here. The game time today was 88 minutes, and we have had the ever-present, ever-cool, our man, Paul Schultze, at the helm as your executive producer and director. And so until we're with you for our next streaming cast, this is Steve Beverly saying from Fred DeLay Gymnasium, come back to see us every chance you get, and so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.